Hello there, and welcome back to Friendonkey Wrestling Season 2. We are in the Go Home episode, the Go Home show before Fastlane, which is the final stop on the road to WrestleMania. Main event this evening, LA Knight will be going one-on-one with Bronson Reed for the television championship. But we've got quite the show ahead of us, and some business to attend to first in the Cruiserweight division. Last week, being Tag Week, we saw two teams taking each other on in tag action. The winning team has been granted a singles match here this evening, winner of which will go on to Fastlane to challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship. The winners of that match last week, via countout once again, Axiom and Dragon Lee, which I suppose a win is a win. But the winner of this match will earn himself a championship opportunity next episode. Perhaps the biggest revelation last week is that Axiom was confirmed not to be Jimmy. So now that mystery is put to bed, perhaps Axiom can start to move on with his life.
And his opponent from Tala, Jalisco, Mexico.
But once again, the battle of the luchadors. Dragon Lee with a point to prove, as Axiom has defeated Dragon Lee before. Now Dragon Lee has got another bite at the proverbial apple. Or bite at the cherry, whatever the expression is. Pick a fruit, any fruit. And that can be what he can have a bite of. As off we go, Axiom with a quick flurry. And then dumping Dragon Lee down to the mat. Now I'm sure Ilya Dragunov will be watching this match very carefully. He's held on to that Cruiserweight Championship at a couple of points this season. He's held it with an iron grip. But with a quick standing shooting star press from Axiom, he is also holding the leadership of Imperium with an iron grip. But perhaps his grip is loosening. After last week, we saw Kaiser and Vinci in action, putting their tag titles on the line. And spoiler alert, unsuccessful on that occasion. As we've seen it before with open challenges, they can be to your credit, but also very much to your detriment should you lose. But the new tag champions will be in action here this evening, looking to prove that they are fighting champions, and we know this. Those champions being Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. They'll be going 2-on-2 with the Usos, as the Usos look to prove that they're still the tag team to mess with. Dragon Lee and Axiom now, as Dragon Lee is in control. He goes after the legs of Axiom, a very wise tactic. We can need to do a lot more damage than that, as we've seen from Axiom. He has a lot of gas in the tank. Quick running strike there to the chest of Axiom. We will also be seeing in singles action here this evening Drew McIntyre going one-on-one with the Fiend Bray Wyatt, as these two have also had some animosity both in front of the camera and behind the scenes. Dragon Lee off to the top rope, coming crashing down. And it hurts inside. As the battle of the luchadors races on, Dragon Lee, ripcord knee, straight to the mush of Axiom, and now he brings the knee pad down. You've got to feel if this connects, Axiom is going to be seeing stars. There it is. Flips through, crashes to the mat. And Dragon Lee has punched himself a ticket for a Cruiserweight Championship match next episode at Fastlane. Earning a shot and a spot on the pay-per-view card. One more hurdle to go, Dragon Lee, and then you will be forever etched in infamy. As I alluded to, Drew versus Fiend. Looking to get this dealt with here this evening. Drew looking to once again assert his dominance. The Fiend's been playing mind games with many a superstar, but it's not quite gone his way, I'm not going to lie. There's been an eerie chill over FDW since the Fiend has been unleashed. But Wyatt has been unable to pick up any truly big wins to help cement his claim. But Drew McIntyre knows that he needs to vanquish this demon first.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring.
Now the ring announcer announcing that it is a champion versus champion match, but there is only one officially recognised champion here, in that it's Drew McIntyre.
Scottish warrior, Drew McIntyre.
And we've seen Bray Wyatt having stolen and perhaps made his own unhinged, twisted version of the FDW Championship. As we are letting the Fiend in once again to the FDW arena. That is a sight to behold. The final form of Wyatt, with Drew McIntyre in his sights. If McIntyre can conquer Wyatt here this evening, you gotta feel that could very much be the end of the demon, the poltergeist of FDW. But time will tell. McIntyre's coming out the gate strong now, having absolutely none of whatever Bray Wyatt's selling. But Wyatt almost just welcoming the pain. Drew now with big power moves to Bray Wyatt. And it's been all Drew, all match. I'm stunned into being speechless once again. I've got absolutely nothing to say. Just Wyatt looking to get any offense in on Drew. Drew's just been dishing it out. It's spilled to the outside. And Wyatt thinks about heading back in, but who's more scared of whom here? Drew goes high risk. But on perfect cue, Bray Wyatt drags himself back into the ring, so Drew just goes crashing to the mat. Referee started to count as these two stare at each other. Staring daggers. Into the fireman's carry hold now from Wyatt. Off the top rope we go. And it is calculated now from Bray Wyatt. Throwing Drew McIntyre around is no easy feat. Perhaps Wyatt using that supernatural strength to his advantage. He gets Drew into a sleeper hold. Looks to lock it in deep, but Drew able to power out. The dominant FDW champion now. Into the spine buster. Connects. Count of one as Wyatt sought to put the champion away. Flying crossbody from Wyatt brings Drew down to the mat as he soaks up the crowd once again. Drew goes back to it a second time, doesn't quite get all of it, and connects with the ref a little bit, as well as Drew McIntyre gets Bray up for a huge powerbomb, and the momentum shifts back to McIntyre. Only a count of one though. Drew with an air raid crash, dropping Bray Wyatt onto the back of his neck. As he sets up, kick to the midsection, both arms hooked, thinks about a future shock DDT, but Wyatt sees it coming. Reverses through, marching Drew around now by the back of the neck. Gets him up and starts dancing him round the ring. Something we don't see very often from the champion, as Bray Wyatt locks in Sister Abigail. It connects. There's the leg, there's the cover, can it be three? He stares out to the crowd, but Drew with the wherewithal to kick out. Wyatt, he locks in the mandible claw. Never seen Drew hit the mat so quickly and be out so quickly. Kicks out at 3, or kicks out at 2.5. Very much thought that would have been the end for Drew McIntyre, as Bray Wyatt once again gets Drew McIntyre up, thinks about a choke slam. Drew powers out of it though. He's back in control, whips Wyatt off the ropes, reverses the momentum into a huge fallaway suplex. And now Drew gets Wyatt by the back of the throat. Starts clubbing him on the ground. This has been a stellar performance from Drew McIntyre, who hits Bray Wyatt with a claymore out of nowhere. And it's only a 2 count, not enough to put away the demon. Bray Wyatt now just clubbing the back of Drew McIntyre, stomping into the front and choking him down again. The longer this goes, the more deranged Wyatt becomes, the more dangerous he becomes. Both men have come close to securing a pinfall victory. Kip up from McIntyre. Back to his vertical base, he gets Wyatt into the fireman's carry and snake-eyed off the top rope, or top turnbuckle. McIntyre in control once again. Is he thinking about going to that place? Does he go high risk? Over the top rope he goes, diving, this time connecting with the Fiend. Deadlift powerbomb to the Fiend on the outside. And that is power you won't find anywhere else but the FDW champion. Another huge deadlift to the demon. 4. Both men reversing well. Wyatt with the cover. There's the 2. And there's the 3. Bray Wyatt securing a victory over the FDW champion. Before glancing back at his opponent, and Bray Wyatt, looking like he is not done with Drew McIntyre, has grabbed a ladder and has just leveled Drew McIntyre with it to add insult to injury. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, as it's looking like just when you think things are over, it's not quite finished. Speaking of things not being finished, the new tag champions making their way down to the ring, looking to go 2-on-2 with the Usos. It's looking like Imperium are not finished with the Shield. Not happy after last week. They blindsided Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, who were making their way down to a bit of friendly competition, or familial competition if you're Roman Reigns. As Doug calls for the bell, Reigns immediately hitting Jimmy Uso with a big super kick. Now this is a match which is WrestleMania worthy, I've got to say. But the FDW faithful really once again getting their money's worth, as Reigns and Rollins take on the Usos. Non-title action. But Imperium no longer with their stranglehold. The Usos fancied an opportunity, but clearly Imperium had better ideas here this evening, as Rollins dumps Jimmy Uso to the outside. Now goes after Jay. Quick Insecurity there to the side of the head of Jay. Sends him to the outside as Reigns watches on. Seth Rollins, Triple Crown champion. Can he bring prestige to the Tag Championship just like he did to the TV Championship? Kind of 2 already on Jimmy Uso as Reigns just watched on. Now, if we think back to several months ago now, these 4 men stood toe to toe, side by side with each other against the Imperium in War Games. The landscape of FDW has changed a lot since then. Imperium falling from grace, imploding from the inside. Jimmy now dumping Roman Reigns off the top turnbuckle. We know Reigns has got a guaranteed shot at a WrestleMania for a World Championship. He could very well be walking away as a double champion come the end of that night. But Reigns having to fulfill multiple duties now. Package DDT there from Rollins, who connects with Jey Uso. Never seen these two go one-on-one before. Never seen them across the ring from each other before. This should be good. Reigns with a neck breaker to Jey Uso. Reigns dumping Jey to the outside. Standing on as he now goes after Jimmy Uso. and hits the back body drop on the apron, and that's gotta hurt. Reigns senses the assault from Jey Uso coming in then and hits the big boot before deadlifting Jey Uso and powerbombing him down to the mat. But Jey back to his feet almost immediately, Roman having none of it. Big Uranagi to Jey Uso as the referee hits a count of 8, or nearly 8. There's the count of 8. And these two, will they get back to the ring? Reigns' miscommunication. The Usos pick up a win there. They have secured a they've secured a victory over the champions. But again, the count-out coming into play. Here's hoping that it won't come into play in our main event this evening. LA Knight. Bronson Reed. In what will be Bronson Reed's first defense of the TV Championship since wrenching it away from the almost infused grip of Seth Rollins. After Seth's nearly 2-year-long championship reign. Will LA Knight get his moment here tonight? He's come close all season. He's beaten the champion once. But this time there's the added wrinkle, the added bonus, if you like, of becoming only the 4th man to hold the television championship. Ricochet, Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed. 3 names synonymous with FDW, the only 3 men who've held that belt. If LA Knight does it here this evening, his name should too become synonymous with FDW. But in order to do so, he's got the gargantuan hurdle to overcome that is Big Bronson Reed. TV Championship on the line in your main event this evening.
From Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 200.
And there's the bell. We are off to the races. Knight immediately hitting a DDT on Bronson Reed, looking to discombobulate his opponent with those headshots. Gonna need to hit very hard, as that's quite the cranium on Bronson Reed. Reed just leveling Knight. Michinoku driver there from Bronson Reed. He looks for an early cover. There's the 2. 4 or 5 huge power moves. Could be all it could taken, but already Knight on the back foot, having angered the beast, hits another DDT and hooks the leg this time. Only a 1 count on the champion. These continual headshots from Knight seem to have got the job done last time round. Can he replicate that success with gold on the line here this evening? Speaking of gold on the line, I am receiving word that at Fastlane, it will be a ladder match. Drew McIntyre, Bray Wyatt, all gold hanging from the ceiling. So who will be walking away as the FDW champion, we do not yet know. All we know is that Roman Reigns will get them at WrestleMania. As Bronson Reed now hits a massive running crossbody, flattening LA Knight on the outside of the ring. Big gorilla press there from Bronson Reed. Also confirmed for the pay-per-view, the tag championships will be on the line, as Imperium are invoking their rematch clause, a clause that they brought in for the tag championships when they were in power. But the champions themselves have demanded that the Usos be added to the match, seeing as they picked up a victory over them. And very valiant of them, so it will be a triple threat match for the tag team championships at the pay-per-view. Added to which as well, we'll also have the Cruiserweight Championship on the line, Ilya Dragunov versus the new number one contender Dragon Lee. And plus we've got the all-important Supremacy match to look forward to. Raw versus Smackdown versus FDW. 4 huge matches for the pay-per-view. Knight going after Bronson Reed. Caution to the wind. Big kick there. It's been real back and forth. Bronson not been nearly as dominant this season so far as he has last season. Seems Knight has the measure of him. Count of 5, and Knight needs to think about getting Bronson Reed back to the ring, or at least breaking the count, because he cannot win the championship that way. Knight, like a possum laying in wait, senses it coming, gets him up for a huge powerbomb off the apron, off the barricade, I should say. And that is some classic Bronson there. Just waiting for his prey. He gets LA Knight up and hits him with the Bronslort. It wasn't enough last week. Will it be enough this week? No, it's not. Bronson not happy with that, as he calls for the Kali Ma. LA Knight now busted open. He's going to need to bleed for that title. Bleeding for gold as he hits a DDT. Yet another big headshot to the champion. Knee to the head now. Dazed and confused, Knight goes for the cover. Only a 1 count. What's it gonna take? Another knee to the head of Bronson Reed. LA Knight, huge lariat to the outside. Big crossbody from Bronson Reed to the outside. Knight senses it coming though and capitalises. Quick punches to the head, busting Bronson Reed open. Both men now bleeding for what they love. This could be Knight's moment. This could be his time. He senses an opportunity. Between the ropes we go. Big headbutt from Bronson Reed, proving that after all that cranial trauma, he can still take more. Does Knight know what he's done? Suplex from Bronson Reed. Stomp to the midsection and step over. Knight now looking kind of wobbly. Bronson Reed hooks the leg. Only a 2 count on LA Knight though. But Knight needing to crucially expend that energy to kick out of the massive pinfall attempt. Bronson Reed goes to the top rope, comes off with an axe handle. Knight quickly got to his feet there. That was wise because he sensed the tsunami coming, but Reed just knocking him straight back down. Elbow drop there. As he comes off, looks for a senton, but Knight senses it coming, gets the knees up. Massive clubbing blow from Bronson Reed here, and that is a pissed off Polynesian. Another headbutt from Bronson Reed, who heads to the top rope, and this could signal the end for LA Knight. Is it going to connect? Big elbow drop from Bronson Reed to the heart of LA Knight. He kicks out at 2. The valiant effort of the megastar as Bronson Reed heads to the top rope, looks to hit the tsunami, it connects, splat on LA Knight, and there's the 3. He came so close and got so far, but in the end it didn't even matter as Bronson Reed holds the TV Championship high and is feeling pretty pumped about that one in a very solid first defence. Well, next time out it will be Fastlane. As I mentioned, there will be a World Championship ladder match in addition to a triple threat tag team match, cruiserweight title match, and that all important supremacy match between the brands. I'm very much looking forward to finding out what happens, as it will have WrestleMania implications. Stay tuned to FDW Season 2. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. See you soon.